Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I'm so glad to see I've got people waiting. Thank you so much.
I told you,
Looks like,
Kaz. I told you.
yeah. We just talking at the first of the show. I went in Haz's stream last night. He got me over 200, so that tickled me to death. So I broke that 200 mark.
Well, that's what I love about the community. That's why uh, Haz and Brian. I'm with them a lot. They really do want to help everybody, and so that's a big shout out to him for doing that. That's great. Over 200.
Absolutely. So if you guys haven't seen Haz live, please go check out his channel because he is absolutely amazing. He's amazing. Met him at CatCon and him and Brian B. It was great to meet the Potomac guys and Bexy. We can't forget about her. We all know I love me some Bexy. So I was excited to meet her too.
So it doesn't surprise you that I'm friends with them, then, right?
That's right. That's right. And I'd like to call myself a friend to him as well. I just really support and Ernie. I mean, I like all the guys. Smoke. I like all the Potomac crew.
Yeah, and everybody's great out there. That was what was awesome at CatCon, as far as I'm concerned, was getting to meet everybody. And although there was you could see the differences and hear the differences from the different parts of the country, but everybody was still just great, awesome people.
Absolutely. Looks like
Okay.
Tim Molina was first in here and James Kirkpatrick was second. I can't believe Jody hit third. What is wrong with her? She's never that late. And we got Whisker Dreams in the house as well. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you were waiting. That's so funny. We'll give a few minutes for people to come in and kind of get in here. Hey, Big Dan.
Why did I not get the notification? There it comes. The YouTube notifications sometimes I did not get the notification until just now. You heard that noise?
Mm-hmm.
So 3 minutes after it told me that you went live.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. I've noticed on Catfish and Crappie. It happens on that show. And what others? There's one other show. I believe the Angerholics. It does that on as well. I
Well,
don't know why. I think it's just what your device is or whatever.
and here's a little tip for everybody. That's why you're starting to see on the lives where people are putting like their little uh people are putting like little promo videos and the
Mhm.
countdowns when they go live.
Mhm.
Because what that does is that'll give a minute or a couple minutes for everybody to start coming in, and people that are already there know the show is starting, and there's a little video going. So you're seeing a lot of people doing that. You have to use as far as I know, that's got to be done on your computer, but that's just a little tip if somebody's doing lives, especially starting out. It'll give a chance for people to actually come in.
Yeah, I was thinking about making an intro and an outro video, but I really don't know how to do it with with the music that you can have or not have, and I'm confused on it, and I don't want to start off on a bad note with YouTube, so I'm just kind of waiting until I figure it out. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking that as well.
all this copyright stuff, it's you got to be careful with everything. But as long as you don't, you can get a copyright claim. Is it the claim? And then the strike is when it's bad, like when you did something definitely wrong. Copyright claim, all that is that once you get monetized,
Mhm.
that video, anything that's made on that video, as long as that copyrighted song is in there, any of the monetization goes to whoever wrote the song or whoever had license for the song.
Oh, I understand. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but then there's if you're taking some other music and trying to sell it as your own, then that's a strike, and then they can take your channel and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to put takedown in it somewhere so I can support Half as well because I know we can, after you purchase it, he'll let us use it, and so I really want to put, his song in there to help promote him as well. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out, but I'm going to get it figured out.
There we go. And let's see, we had Whisker Dreams. Looks like Dave G is out there now. Dale, hey Slip, how's it going? Looks like we're up to 6 awesome people watching.
Awesome, guys. If you can share it out, maybe we can get a few more people in here. I would really appreciate it. So today we are going over how to spool a reel, both a spin caster and a spinning reel, and how to attach the line to the reel. So that way we all know that, whenever you go and buy a rod, most of the time, the ones at Walmart or the ones at Academy that are, not the expensive ones, they come with line already on them. Exactly. Little dock demons. And so, at first it may not be a big deal, but what does someone that's brand new to fishing, what are they going to do when it's time to put new line on? So I definitely wanted to go over that. That was a big one. That's an intimidation, and we don't think anything about it because we tie line all the time. But people that have done it, they're like, I would have no idea how to do that. So I want to make sure, since we're starting with the basics, I want to start with the complete basics and then go up from there.
Good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. Hey, James. Lisa Elliott jumped in. Tim Molina. He's so funny. I like him. What you got?
I'm up here with Kaz, I'm going to wear my Catfish and Katie Collins hat. Or what's that? Go. Catfish and Katie Outdoors now.
Love it. Yeah, I got to meet her at CatCon. She's wonderful.
Yep. So there we go. Got my Catfish and what did it used to be? Catfish and Katie Collins. Best name in YouTube.
Absolutely.
351's out there. How's it going?
Yeah. Hey, 351. Thanks for coming in. But what the main thing that we're going to go over today, and we are giving away towards the end of the show. This is a Ugly Stick Junior. It has the Star Drag, which I thought was cool because a lot of us, we like reels with Star Drags, and it starts them out just learning how to adjust it and how to use it. And I just thought that was so super cool to have. Because I don't see that on any of the other ones. All of the other ones are just a regular spin caster, but I just thought, well, this is like mommy's or daddy's or uncle's or whomever's taking them fishing. So I thought that was real cool. But it is a Ugly Stick Junior, and it's one of the it's longer than the Dock Demon, but it's still a short rod. I'd say 12, 24, 36, 38 inches, maybe even 40. But yeah, so we're going to give that away here at the end to someone who would love to have a new rod and reel for a kid in their life or one of their kids or whomever. So we are definitely going to do that. I wanted to kind of start because whenever you get a new rod and reel at the store, it's going to come with, things wrapped around it. Like this one has the tag. Of course, you would take that off. But it's also going to come with zip ties. And the zip ties are going to be crisscrossed right here across the back. And what it does is it holds the reel on while it's in shipping and while it's being moved around and transported and all of that. My first piece of advice is to go ahead and take that off. Because the top part of the reel, this part, it turns. And as it turns, it opens this space up. And then once you get it so far, you can take your reel completely off. So that way, if you end up wanting a different reel, or wanting a different rod, or either vice versa, you can do that. And then it's got a slit down here that you slide it in. Sorry, my big hand is in the way. And you just slide that down in the hole and then put that up. And then it's as simple as screwing it right back down. I got to figure out where my camera's at.
It takes a minute for that. You know what, guys? You could do the big screen and me on the little screen, and then They
Oh,
can even
okay.
see that better.
Perfect. Okay, give me just a minute.
And another thing with that, where Kaz had the reel off of there, as
Hmm.
that younger person gets going, and they want to say, "Hey, you know what? I really like this rod, but I want to try. I want to try a bait caster." That
Hmm.
type of rod, a bait caster, will also go on there.
Absolutely. I would fish with this rod off the dock for panfish. I mean, it's a nice little set. I would absolutely do it. I'm having a little line issue here. Give me just a second. And then I'll jump on full screen. We have anybody else hop in? I think I see somebody there.
Bugman 22 came in, and then we got as Rebecca would say, there's Jibbit fishing with Jibbit out there. JBT, how's it going?
Hey, JBT. All
I
right, let's see.
think we said hello to 351.
I
Whisker
think so.
Dreams. Whisker Dreams says has a granddaughter that the
Oh,
rod would be perfect for.
perfect. That's exactly what it's for. That's perfect. So you can definitely get in on that
Whiskers
one.
and Stripes out there, how's it going?
Me and Mono of any kind, we have a love-hate relationship here. All right. So let me go ahead and change screens here. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I'm new to this. I'm still a rookie, and Stan's directing me on what to do next. Bless his heart. Thank God. But you can kind of see that a little bit better. And that's the rod. It's orange with black, and it's got white accents. And it does have the clear tip. So it's really flexible, and it's a great little rod. But as far as the reel seat, like I said, it's going to come with like this, and then it's going to have a zip tie around it. But we don't need the zip tie. The zip tie is just for transportation. So if you want to change reels or you want to change rods, then what you would do is you would just open this. This screws up and screws back down, and you'll see you have the just like a regular anything that you would screw down on. And down at the bottom, right there, is where you slip the bottom of the reel in. So you slip that in there, and then there's going to be a point, and you see where that comes up versus down. See, that's up. That's with it up there, and then that slips down. Where it's up is where you're going to slide the reel in. So you're just going to just screw down on that until it's hand tight. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want to break it. And then that gives a good solid base for your reel to sit in. So you don't need those zip ties. A lot of the times I thought you did for years. And then I realized I didn't have to have my fingers on those zip ties all the time. And it gets good habits because it makes sure you're checking your reel a lot, especially if you start, getting into buying more expensive reels. Like I said, this one has the star drag on it. And the star drag is basically where you can loosen your line tension or tighten it. And we're going to go over that as we go over hooks and tying rigs. But
And
go ahead.
Kaz, we had fishing with Steve Mosley's out there, and Melissa, how's it going, Melissa?
Hey,
James K
Melissa.
from Baltimore Way. Fishing with JBT said he started his son off with a Shimano Sienna on a 4'6" ultralight ugly stick when he was just a baby kiddo. Now he's
That's
15 and taller than me. And it goes by like that. My granddaughter, who seems like just yesterday she was born, is now 13, and my next youngest one is 11. So, and
that's amazing.
bam, like that. So,
They grow up so fast. I mean, so fast. So fast. But all right. So let me jump back on this real quick. Let me change the layout again. Okay. So on this, What you're going to want to do is, if you run out of line, if you pull it and it doesn't come out anymore, but it's still there, that just means it's tied around the spool, but there's no more line to pull. And so I wanted to leave the line that was in it there, but it's so thin, it's hard to see. But I wanted to be able to show you where it's coming out of the reel itself. And so what you would do is you're going to screw that off. And set this aside. You don't need this for this part. Okay, so the line actually goes right in here. It's in between the silver and the black, the shiny strip. That's the line. So that's where you're going to spool your line in at. So I don't know if you can see that at all. It's really hard to see. But you can kind of see that a little better.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So that's where it lives, underneath there. And it lives in different places on different reels. But the spin casting reels, they will all load just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of this off real fast. And that's what the top, well, let's see. Let me unscrew this. And that's what the top of it looks like, just for reference. If you open it up and you see something moved or it's not supposed to not working right, that just kind of gives you a general idea as to what it looks like. But let me go ahead and strip this off real fast. And then we're going to go over.
For any of the younger ones out there that may be nervous about it, or even for the older ones that haven't had a spin cast reel, taking that cover off, unscrewing the cover is not going to do anything. There's nothing, there's no parts that are going to fall out. Well, unless something's broke already, but just by taking it off, you're not going to break anything. It's not going to damage anything by taking it off. And sometimes you need to take that off because the line can get tangled up in there, and we'll cover that. But
absolutely.
Melissa says she wishes her grandkids was here to watch it.
Well, it's going to be recorded, so sit them down with them and see if they like it. That's what I really want to do. I want to encourage not only people that, aunts, uncles, anyone else, even friends of the family, but I want this to be something that the kids are excited about, that they come in from their day, school, sports, after dinner, and they just sit down and watch their fishing show for an hour.
Well, and as we had some more awesome people come in, there's Half Century Catfishing out there, Jay Fox Hunter is out there, Real Gals Fish the Mississippi, Fishing in Freedom, and I think we're caught up there.
Perfect. Hey, Mr. Jim. Half Century. Welcome, guys and girls, Real Gals. Almost there. And this one didn't seem like it had a lot on it, but it had way more than I thought it did. So, or I would have already stripped this off. Uh-oh. I threw it in the floor. There it is. Okay. So what do you do if the bottom comes off? I'm going to show you. So that'll come off if you need it to, the very bottom of it. And so you just want to make sure. Let me get that out of there. And that's where you would put your grease. And you can see, every once in a while you have to do maintenance on rods and reels. And right here you will see the grease that are around these gears. And that keeps it running smoothly and keeps it to where it reels in good. So you definitely want to check them. And
and especially with younger people and even people like myself, I tend to get some dirt in the reels, and that makes that really easy to clean those off and get some grease on there.
Absolutely. And the grease is cheap. You can get it at Academy. I mean, they have, I think, a whole reel maintenance set. I think it's like $10 or something, and one little thing will last forever. because you don't need a lot. You just need a little bit.
Thank
Oh,
you,
okay. Well, since you brought that up, Tim, for the show only, it's not for me personally in any way, shape, or form.
Rez. How you doing?
But I did start a PayPal. So that way, if anybody wanted to donate, help with shipping or, anything at all, then I would have a way to do that. And so on PayPal, it's at Catfishing with Cause. And like I said, everything that goes to that will go back into shipping. It'll go back into gifts. I've been talking to Bobcat. Here soon, I want to give away a custom shirt to a kid. Make sure, that maybe they'll have their mom or dad's logo or somebody's logo, or maybe they'll just make up their own design and want their own fishing shirt. So that's something that I would really love to do as well.
And Tim, or for everybody out there, actually, we had 17 awesome people watching. There's David Smith out there. Thank you. Off Rez is in. What the plan is that every week, Kaz is going to try to do one every week. We'll see how that goes. And for the newer anglers, younger anglers, etc. And that's kind of the whole point of the show starting out, is trying to help the newer people out with fishing, especially the younger generation. We know that Roger from Muskrat Adventures, he just did a show about the next tournament that he has coming up. And Chucky Morgan's out there. And here's a little tip, what Kaz said before, just a little tip for everybody starting their channels and starting to do lives. When you're live for that first time, what happens when that live is over is it posts to YouTube as a video. So anybody watching it after that, they don't know that nobody's in chat yet. So if you go live and nobody's there and you're sitting there like this, anybody that watches that afterwards, they're just going to say, what in the world is this guy just sitting there for? So even if nobody's out there, just start talking to yourself like you're doing a video, because that is what the live will be. When it actually posts to YouTube, it'll post as a video. So believe it or not, people will watch it after the live is over.
Absolutely. All right, we're almost here. I had no idea this had this much line on it. It certainly didn't look like it. I see and thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that so much. I'm glad that you guys like it. I just wanted some place for families to come. And I know a lot of us, we have family friendly channels and all of that, but I just wanted to do something to really encourage the kids and get them to be a part of it. Because it's coming up fishing season and we got to get out there on the water one way or the other.
Well, thank you very much, Melissa. That's a huge compliment. Thank you. Annette Morgan's out there. There's Sandy.
Hey, Sandy. Yeah, she was a great one to meet as well. All right. We are there. Okay. So, as far as getting the line attached to the reel, what we're going to do is to use an arbor knot. And what it will is it's basically a slip knot that, you can cinch down and it'll keep it on the reel. I know a lot of us, using the bigger reels, we actually will put a piece of tape over it to hold it. And I'll show you that. But this one is small and it's really tough to do that too. You just can't get your fingers in there. So this one's going to be a little different. But the first thing that you always want to remember when spooling is whenever you put it on to tie it, you want to make sure that it's going to come off of the roll, off of the spool of line the same exact way that it is on this. Because if you do it the opposite way, it's going to spiral off and you'll end up losing half your line from tangles. So that's one of the main things whenever you're doing any reel, is to make sure and put it on the way the way it lays on the spool. I cannot believe this reel. This is insane. Who would have ever thought there would have been 40,000 yards of this on here? And it looked like it had none. So you can get a lot of line on this, which is good. Hey, Jody. All right. Okay. So the arbor, I'm going to use a piece of yarn. And we're going to pretend like this is a piece of monofilament. And you can tell me if you agree, Stan, but I think monofilament is the way to go for a kid's reel. And
without a doubt, without a doubt.
Yeah, you definitely want to use mono. So there's 3 different types. There's monofilament, there's fluoro, and then there's braid. And each has its own uses, but fluoro floats and mono sinks, and you want it to be able to sink because more than likely they're going to be learning to fish with a bobber. Oh, really? Oh, Jody. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like this piece of yarn is our line. So the first thing you want to do is you want to just make a loop. So you're going to go under the main line. Then you're going to go, that's not showing good. Let me hold it this way. Okay.
I'm going to do it along with you, Kaz. I'm going to learn the arbor knot myself.
Perfect. So first thing you want to do is you just want to take just your regular granny knot and tie it. So that way you have a knot right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to act as a stopper for the line. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it around your reel to where you have it looped. Okay. And you can pull out as much extra as you need. And what you're going to do is with the short string, you're going to go under behind it. There we go. And then you're going to come up and stop. And you see you've got a loop right here. Then you're going to go through the loop. Well, that came apart. Let's try that again. So under this part is this part. So you're going to cross over both strings and create that loop. And then you're going to pull that through. And that's what it should look like.
Okay.
So you can have a slip on each side. And then what you're going to do is pull it down. And you see how that knot just slides in there? You slide it all the way in and your line is secure. And then depending upon either way your knot goes, since it's a knot on each side, that takes away a lot of that worry on spooling it the same exact way as it is on the roll. So did anybody have any questions about that, or do I need to go back over that? I've always knitted half cinch, or not knitted, but crocheted.
Well, first of all, Kaz, we got a couple more awesome people coming out there. We're up to 21 awesome people watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Quiet Man Curtis is out there. There's our good friend Don R., who had an awesome live yesterday. Let's see. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Lady Fox Outdoors, how you doing? Thank you, thank you. And I think we're caught up there.
Perfect.
And you did a fantastic job teaching that knot. You know why? Look at there. I tied it, and I pretended like this was the spool of the fishing reel. And look at how strong, the way you showed me how to tie that knot. Look at that. And it's strong, too. That's not coming off of there. Good job.
Thank you. And you want to cinch that knot down really tight because you don't want it to spin. And in
Yeah.
this little reel, it's hard to, you can't get under there. So you want to definitely cinch it down tight. But we've definitely got that. So the way that I would suggest is what you want to do. Let me put the reel back on the rod here. There's that.
That is a good tip, Whisker Dreams. And you're as you do it a few times and a bunch of times, you're gonna if you have other family members that do have spooled it, have more experience with it, they'll probably have their way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of tips. He says he puts his in a bucket of water
Mm-hmm.
when he's spooling it.
It
Tim Molina says braid or mono. I still wrap it with electrical tape.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yep.
tips out there.
Absolutely. I do too. And so instead of using the pink yarn, what we're going to do is we're going to use the monofilament. And so whenever you start to put any type of line on a reel, what you want to do is you want to go through your very first eye here. And you've got all of those other ones above it, but you want to go in this eye, the only one that's between it and the reel. And that gives you what that does is that allows you to keep your line still and straight, because those line twists are what get you as far as the spooling is concerned. But you're going to run it through there, and then just like we went over, you're going to wrap that around your spool, and then we're going to tie that knot that we just learned. So instead of it just being on the, just in the air, now I've got it tied around the bottom of the reel. And let's see. So that's under. Let me get my line right. I'm left-handed. Let me set this down real quick. Okay, let's see. Here we go. And the important thing is to get it to where it's comfortable for you. Doesn't matter if you have to lay it down or do it sideways or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's whatever's easiest for you to learn. And I don't think that even a kid, I know my son at 8 years old could do this. So, it just depends on how the kid's age is. Don't forget to tie the knot in the end. So in the very end of your line, make that little granny knot so it has a stop. Because if not, it'll just pull straight through, and then you'll be like, I don't understand why it's not stopping, and it's just because of that. You forgot your knot on the end. So let me see here. Okay. Give me just a second. Under. Me and mono.
Well, isn't that awesome, Lady Fox? How are you? That's Mrs. J Fox. So she started herself a channel so she can support us even more.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, I've got a lot of love for the foxes. I simply adore them, and I love meeting Maria. It was great. It was
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
I kind of liked meeting them too. This is the present they brought for me.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, I took a picture with you with that.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, well, you know what I did? I made a mistake, which is good because I can show you what I did. Does anybody know what I did wrong?
I know. I know. Let's see if chat can guess.
I know what I did.
Did anybody see what Kaz forgot to do?
I sure did. Forgot it. I forgot to put it through the top first. I didn't put it through the top first. And that's you have to do that. It has to be done. So let's put this back down in here. Okay. So instead of going straight to your spool from your first eye, you want to put your line through the top of your cap and down, because that's how it's going to sit on the reel. It's going to sit like this on top of the reel. So got to put it in through the top and then go in and tie your arbor knot. So give me just another second. I'll have this one done. Don't forget to put my little knot in there. Anytime this knot fails, it's because you forgot to put that little knot in there. All right, let me get this back on here because we are almost.
And chat is throwing out some great tips. And of course, Lady Fox, much love for you and Jim. Let's see. Whisker Dreams. Lance McCool guys out there. How's it going? Don R got it. Said you forgot to put the lid on it.
I sure did. Yes, I did. And sometimes you have to tug on that a little bit to get it to slip down. But it's only 6-pound line, so you don't want to pull too much. And then you're just going to make sure that you pull your line back out to put your top on, because you don't want to get your line tangled in everything. And that is easy to do.
And there's Jeremy Tournament Cats came in. How's it going, Jeremy?
Hey, Jeremy. Thank you guys for coming in. All right. So now you've got the line tied on, you're tied into your reel, and you screw the top back on, right? So then what you're going to do is you need to hold tension on the line. So about that far up, we're going to put some tension on, and then we are just going to reel. And if it's not reeling, then check your drag and see if you've got any drag set on, because if it's too loose, it will not take it in. Okay. And then all you're going to do is just sit and reel it and reel it and reel it. How many times would you say on a reel like this, Stan? Maybe 30 or 40?
Oh, what, till it's full?
Yeah.
Oh, probably more than that. I would do a bunch of reels and then take the top, or some of them you can peek through it and see where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to overfill it.
Right.
And you don't want to underfill it, because if you don't put enough line on, it will hamper its casting. It won't cast as far.
Right. Got it. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to...
Like on the Zepcos, they got little holes here, so you can see through where the line's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the rule of thumb is like 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the spool.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's
so in other words, you're going to be reeling for a few minutes.
Yeah, you're going to be reeling for a little bit. You want it to get out till about let's see, a pencil, right where the point of a pencil goes into the wood, about how thick the lead of a pencil is. A little bit thicker than that is what you want. You want it to be that close to the edge of the plastic part of the spool in there.
Gotcha. Perfect. So I'll sit here and reel in for a little while, and then we'll take the lid off, just like Stan said, and we'll check it and see where we're at. But, if you get too much on it, then it's going to make a mess inside. So you don't want to put too much, but you also want to put as much as it will allow you to, so you can use it for a longer period of time without having to spool it again. So spooling takes time that we could be fishing. So we need to fish. But all I'm doing is I'm holding it tight with my finger, holding the rod, just putting a little bit of tension on it and just reeling it down. And any line twist or anything that come up, you can definitely make sure those are straight before it goes onto the spool. Most of them will straighten out by themselves. But sometimes, you have to give it a little love there. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Hey, Lance.
And
Had a couple.
the tip that you said before about making sure that it goes on the same way that it's on the, let's just pretend this spool is the spool that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so if this is the spool that the line is coming from, it's going this way. So it would be wrapping this way onto you want to keep it like that. Like if you were to reel it and put it on this way, the spool is flat this way, so that it would be wrong.
Right. And the first few times I spooled mine, I didn't really know so much, but I learned why that's important. And a lot of people will put mono down in water just to let it float easier for it to come off. A lot of people will take mono and put it in water. For you, what you can do is you can take all of any line that you get. You can take the stickers off of them, and you want to make sure you remove all the sticky stuff. You can take those stickers off, use a bit of rubbing alcohol to make sure there's none of that glue left. You can drop them down in a bucket of water. Some people use hot water, some people don't. But you can leave it 2 or 3 days and then come back, and the line retention is not near as bad as it is straight off of the spool. And with 6-pound test line, what we're loading on this little ugly stick, it's not a huge deal. But when you get up in size as far as reels, it's very, very important.
Like what we use here on the James, some of my bigger reels have a 50-pound main line on it, and you can see how it's pretty it's pretty thick line, so it's got some pretty good line memory to it.
Absolutely. And I just checked my spool. I just took the top off and checked it. I'm not even halfway close. So you're going to be reeling for a few minutes. But if you want to, Stan, let me put you on solo, and you can go ahead and go over the spinning, and so that way I can go ahead and work on getting this spooled up. Let me just a minute. Let's see. That's not the one. That's the one. Well, it didn't change. Okay, let me try that again.
It should be a picture of one big screen and one little screen.
Yeah, that's okay. I see.
Now just take your finger and swipe me to you or you to me, whichever.
Oh.
There you go.
There we go. Ha-ha!
Okay, now I'm going to show you a little trick that I use. I take one of these reel boxes, but any kind of cardboard box like that. And what I do is I put just some, and it's a good way to recycle some bags. Here's just some plastic shopping bag. Now I put that in there. I put a hole, any size hole, just want a little hole in there, right there. I take the line. Now since we're putting line on a spinning reel, spinning reel is going to face like that. That's going to face like that. So let me see.
And you can tell how it's going by turning it, by cranking the handle one time to see which way that is going on the spool.
So it's going to go like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I take the spool line, and I put it inside. I put it inside the box. The end that's going to go to the reel Go from inside the box through that hole. And put this down where I can reach it.
I tried to figure out a way where I could get my camera above me, and I do have a tripod where it could look down on what I was doing, but I could not get it to work to save my life. So I'm going to definitely work on that for lessons in the future. I'm just learning it as I go, guys. So thank you for your support. And hey, Tina Ladybug, welcome in. Who said we're leaving? Let's see.
Okay, so I got the spool in there like that. That's the way the line's going to come off of it and onto the reel.
Okay, we're done.
Now I put some other bags, putting some more plastic bags in there because you want to kind of give it a little bit of, and you close it down. Now, when you go to pull it, you can feel that there's tension on that line already. And what that does is when you go to spool the line, you see that they sell like the line spoolers. That's the main purpose of the line spoolers, to keep tension on that spool of line as you're reeling it on. So that serves that same purpose. And it's a cardboard box. So not only are you not have to buy a line spooler, you're recycling some recyclables.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so now the same thing Kaz did through that bottom eye. Now on the spinning reel, we have, this is your basic spinning reel. The difference between this one, the spinning reel, and the one that Kaz had was a spin cast reel. This is also called an open face reel. And the reason it's called an open face is it doesn't have that metal or plastic lid that's on it. It's an open face reel. This is called the bail. This part is called the bail. And this is your line roller right here. So the line goes through there, and that's what helps wrap the line around your reel the right way and keep it so it doesn't go haywire. So to spool a spinning reel, you open up the bail, you do the same thing. You have that arbor knot that Kaz showed us how to tie before, and it makes a lasso. Put that around the spool, pull it down nice and tight. Now, this is 50-pound test for this little bitty reel. I did that so hopefully you could at least see the line. That's the whole reason. On this size spinning reel, I would never, ever use 50-pound test, but just for the purpose of being able to see it, that's why I used the heavy line. Okay, so there it is. There's that arbor knot, and you can see how tight that is. It's not spinning. Close the bail back over, and you want the line in the line roller there, and it's going to go that way. So you just start reeling some on, and same thing as Kaz did. She kept tension on it right there. Oh, wasn't spooling. My drag was light. And same thing. Now, because this is an open face reel, you don't got to take the cover off. You just keep reeling, keep spinning, keeping the line tight, keeping tension on the line. And because you're, with the little trick that I did, there's the line coming out of there. You don't have to have somebody holding a pencil in it or any of the other things. It's in there. It's got tension on it here. You're putting more tension. And you can see, look at that. Even with 50-pound braid, 50-pound mono, when you spool it on the right way, it really does not have a lot of line twist. It's doing pretty good considering it's going on that little bitty reel because we did the right way and we put it on with tension. But same thing. Same thing with the spinning reel. It's a spin cast reel. If you put too little on, you're not going to be able to cast this far. And if you put too much on, it'll go over the edge of that lip right there. If you can see the lip, see how there's that space right there? It's about as, like I said, it's about as wide as the lead of a pencil, or maybe as thick as like a nickel, as thick as a nickel, or maybe a 50-cent piece. It's not very big, but you want to leave a little bit of space, about 1/8 of an inch. And you can see that is right there. There's that space. Then all you do is cut the line, run it through the rest of the eyes, and you're ready to go. Tie on what you want to tie on, and it's that simple.
Yep. Let me take you back real quick. Let me switch the layout over here. And on this one, I just kind of wanted to show you up close. That's got that space, but you want to definitely give it the 1/8 underneath this part. So you just want to fill it out to where it's just a little bit behind that, so that way you don't overdo the line. And whenever you've got line on it, just make sure and pull up on the line before you screw your top on. Because if you screw your top on and you accidentally get a piece of the mono in it, then it's not gonna cast. And basically all you do with this one is push the button and cast. It's just that simple. Just push the button and cast. And then, like I said, we've got a star drag. They can learn to tighten that or loosen it up and see what it does, so they can figure that out. And you just basically run the line through all of your eyes up, and boom, you've got a re-spooled fishing pole. So I think we ought to give this baby away. What do you think, Stan?
Woo! I say we do it.
I think somebody might like a new little Shakespeare Ugly Stick Jr.
I think that's a great idea. Hopefully it goes to a great new angler out there.
Absolutely. I'm tickled about people that are coming in that have grandbabies and, get them started on fishing. That just tickles me to death. So I'm excited about that. But I guess we're going to do it old school, just like we did last week, and do the numbers game. We've got, how many people do we have in chat? 20?
Right now it says 20, which is not bad. Not bad.
It's double what we had last time, so that's fantastic. Thank you, guys.
And considering there is a bunch of live fishing going on tonight, so that is pretty cool.
It is. It is. So what we can do is we can do the numbers. Since we've got 20 people, let's go 1 to 50. Go ahead and write a note. Well, you can't use 2 or 22, but Stan, pick a number.
I know I did that the other night on a giveaway. I did 122, and there was like 7 people right in a row there.
Yeah, I put 22 down, and then somebody beat me putting 122.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Almost got it.
Let me see if I got a pencil here. There we go.
You guys can go ahead and, well, let's see, Stan, how am I going to know what that is? Well, you can call it. You'll just have to watch it. Dawn's at 37. It's 20.
My number is written down on the back of this.
Okay, perfect. So if you haven't already started, go ahead and go. We've got 3 entries so far. You can take a look at those. And this is up into or not over the number that Stan picked. So up to or right on the number that Stan picked.
And you can only pick once? Is that how you're doing it?
Yeah,
or
only pick once.
Closest to the number without going over?
That's it. You got it.
Awesome.
And while we're doing that real quick, I just wanted to tell everybody, definitely, get your families around, see if the kids want to sit and watch the show. I'm definitely looking for some kids to interview, to bring on the show, or parents or family member, anybody that takes kids fishing. So if that is something that you might be interested in, please reach out to me. You can email me at catfishingwithcause@gmail.com. I definitely want to get some good guests lined up. We've got a couple more little technical shows, but then after that, I want to break it up with some interviews and talking with some kids and get them excited about it. So, and I also have a PayPal for the show only. It will only go towards shipping, gifts for the kids. Anything that we do on this show, that's what it'll go for, and that's at Catfishing with Cause as well. And next week we're going to be doing how to tie hooks and how to use bobbers to fish. And I'm not sure if we'll have a guest or not next week, but we're working on it. So.
And that'll probably, if we do have a younger guest, Kaz, that's probably a good idea to just have them as part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a 20-minute interview or something like that, and then still go over some other topics for the rest of the show. Good idea.
Yeah, an hour is a long time for a kid to sit still. It is.
It's hard for me to sit still for an hour.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how are we doing on numbers? Is everybody entered now? I can't wait either to see pictures.
Jeremy says he's a kid at heart. Jeremy's tournament cat said, my little boy's been out throwing his rod the last few weeks.
Love it. Love that. Yeah, Jeremy did a great job last night on Dock Tales. It was great.
Yes, I had to go back and I still got to watch the rest of it.
It was really good. Really good. Jeremy did
between 1 and 50, between 1 and 50, one number, closest to the number without going over.
J Fox, re-enter again, so you're in for it.
Between 1 and 50. Catfish and crappie. Mark is saying 42. He got his in. Lance Bakugai's in there with a 25. Hog Leg with a 36. Whisker Dreams with a 39. Jeremy's Tournament Cats with a 32. Dale with a 13. Jimmy Graham with a 12. Melissa with a 49. Half Century with a 35. A 20, a 37. Annette Morgan is going 30. David Smith with the 22.
David, if you want to enter again, you can, just because I told him that he could not choose 22 or any 20. There's no choosing answer. And I did say that verbally. So go ahead and re-enter another number.
There you go. There you go.
If I didn't give him the rules, yes, Jeremy, you're right.
Okay, Dave Smith got his number in. We're going to give it one more minute. 7:59, Kaz. We'll go ahead and call it. Okay, there's 7:59. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get any numbers in? Okay, that's it. That's it. And the winner is, since I couldn't do the 2s, I did the 3s for stand 3.
I love it. I love it. So who's the one?
He was my little fisherman at one point. So there you go. There you go. And that looks like it is Jeremy Tournament Cats with a 32.
Yay.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy. Go ahead and email me at catfishingwithcause@gmail.com and just let me know you won the rod, and I'll get it shipped out to you. I'm actually going to ship things out tomorrow. I had to wait on my last week's prize because I didn't have the money for shipping, but I just got paid, so I'm going to go ship it tomorrow and get them both out. But congratulations. I hope your kids love it.
That is awesome. Great job, Kaz. Really, really awesome.
Thank you.
And Jeremy was saying how his young one was out there casting a rod. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to have a brand new one to cast. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. So what you got coming up this week, Stan, real quick before we jump off? You got anything good going?
always got things going. Always got things going. But of course, tomorrow night, Friday night, 8 p.m. is Friday night cat chat. We'll see what's happening. May have a bunch of special guests. We're in final negotiations with that, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely be back out Sunday morning fishing. We had a blast last Sunday night. We had a monster night. I've got to get back out there fishing because my soul was stolen on Sunday night. We caught some 50s. We caught some 40-pound fish. We caught a 30-pound fish, but I had the big cat on. That, yeah, probably in the 60s or 70. Had it at the boat, and there was no way it was even coming close to the net. So,
wow,
we're working on getting a bigger net, and so got to get back out there this time of year. All the water, as it warms up, the activity starts to pick up. So now's the time to get out there and get fishing, and that's what we're going to be doing.
Absolutely. Well, I always go fishing with Jody on Thursday nights. So tonight we are actually going to Fort Loudon Dam and doing some bank fishing. So it's going to be a little different live tonight. I'm real excited about that. And then of course we got next week's show. We're going to deal with hook tying and bobbers and possibly an interview during the show. So we've got that going. And
one more thing, if y'all like what Kaz is doing, put the thumbs up out there. We got 37 right there, but put it out in chat. Let her see the thumbs up or the hearts. Put some emojis out there. Show Kaz that you love what she's doing here, because I think she's doing a great job with this. I've been fishing over 5 decades, over 50 years, and I've actually learned something both weeks. So big shout out to you, Kaz.
Thank you, Stan. And I appreciate you taking your time and co-hosting with me and helping me get the show off the ground, because it's been great. But I think we've still got Bex and Steven live on the bank. And we've got the bait shop coming up here in just a second, probably just started. So definitely go.
Look at all that love for you out there, Kaz.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm excited that you won, Jeremy. I'll be happy to see that. I'll be happy to see it. That's fantastic. But we're going to go ahead and jump off. And I hope everybody has a great week. If you watch the live tonight, I'll talk to you then. And if not, I will talk to you guys soon in chat. All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you, everybody.